Hi, welcome to the Pursuit of Truth. So I was just watching on Facebook this video of this child who was only, I don't know how old, 8, 9, 10. And it was showing in the space of 4 months how he was this, bright, normal boy. And then after 4 months, he's dead with cancer, and it shows the progression of like him happy, him being, playing and having a normal life, going to school, and then, going to the hospital, and then having medicine, and then lying on a bed, and then those last pictures, which were him. He looked changed. He looked fatter in the face. He looked different. It took the joy out of his face, and he was just lying there with an oxygen mask, with his mum lying on the bed with him. I think it was Chelsea Johnson was I assume the mother's name, if it was her reel that she shared on Facebook. I'll try and see if I can find it again and stick it on there. It's not that I saw one the other day that did the same to me, where it was the same kind of video where it was showing how life could change in such a small fraction of time. And it just, when I saw this boy, it just made me think of Aiden and Alina. I could see them in the child, the happy-go-lucky child, and just thinking about how, if that was to happen to Aiden or Alina, how they would have to go through that. And I remember, I think I'm getting a lot of this emotion because my mum's passing. It's nearly a year. It will be next month, a year since my mum passed. And I know I have been thinking a lot about death and worrying about, that untimely death like hers was. But then obviously I saw it was Annabelle's one that I posted on Pursuit of Truth, which was very harrowing to read, but the same kind of story. Another is the same thing, and you think like, well, this was not just a one-off, because obviously I see this program called Hunted, where that set me off the other day when when it obviously has the Celebrity One for Cancer, UK Cancer Research, and just like these two videos in the space of a day of the same thing, of like healthy looking children, and then a few months later they're in hospital taking their last breaths. And I was wondering, when I saw the one yesterday about, I think because I was then thinking about Alina and thinking about, because she's autistic, what kind of comprehension or cognition would she have of death, and I know I expressed this when I was talking about the Annabelle one. When a child is that young, especially if they have mental health issues or disabilities, do they understand what's happening, that this is goodbye and there's no more life after this? And just that thought, it's so unfair, this world we live in sometimes. And this is why I talk about these on the Pursuit of Truth so many times. I know I've made 700 of these bloody things, and I bang on about the same thing, and I know it makes no difference because I only get like a few people watching. But one day I hope that everyone will think like this, where everyone will think that, what the fuck are we doing wasting our existence like this? We're living in this system that we're living in, given to us by people 1,000 years ago, who are greedy and possessive, who just wanted to cut bits of land and control us and make us fight against each other and waste energy making thousands, or doing jobs that are unnecessary to humanity's existence or well-being. And I don't know when the time will come when we stop doing that. I know it's very complicated because of the way we're all fragmented now, but like I say, the intrinsic truth is we're all human beings. And maybe AI or some calamity, as H.G. Wells put it, will make us reevaluate what we're really doing here and why we're here. And that is we have the choice of why, all those questions. We're the architects of our own futures and our past and our presents. if we really truly want to be. And the reason why it resonates thinking about that is that these children that are dying of cancer, and anyone who's dying of cancer, or anyone who's dying of unnecessary illnesses, that, there's loads of them that are going around in poorer countries, which, no country is poor. We're all on the same place. And we all have all the resources and energy and everything that we could possibly, conquer all these things. And in my mind, I think that if we weren't living this selfish, greedy way, this way that has no sense in a modern or humane existence, we could have come up with cures these things. Because the problem is, at the moment, the way we work at the moment is that you've got lots of pharmaceutical companies and lots of very bright people who want to find cures for things, but everyone's working against each other. Different countries, how many cancer charities and research charities, how many different hospitals are working on these things, how many pharmaceutical companies are working on these things. And of course, there's the problem of, the aspect of money and wanting to, these companies, because this is the way it is, that a company has to exist, it has to keep making money to exist. No trustee, no organization, no board managers would, that's a problem, and that's the conflict when it comes to anything. And if we removed money, if we removed these stupid borders, we saw, we can have different countries and this, that, and the other, and cultures and all that kind of stuff, if you want that. But just remove money and this idea of that we're separate and we're all together and working together, and not have, we could all these bright people could pull this information together and not worry about who finds it first, not worry about, we don't have enough money to do this, because we all have this excess time in our lives. We all have this energy and passion and intelligence to be able to work these things out. And the only thing that's stopping us from doing that is money and the structure of the system that we're living in. And how many more children? The thing is, the problem is I guess as human beings and those people in power who could make these differences, even as human beings, we see it. We see it all the time. We see the suffering. We know that suffering is going on. We know that people are dying, of unnecessary things, in poorer countries where they don't have sanitation, or they don't have food, or the wars and all that kind of stuff. We all know this and who's doing this? No, God is doing this. We are doing this. Human beings are doing this. We're doing this to ourselves. I mean, it is crazy. When I guess the problem is we all know it, and we just carry on like we're living in the Matrix or something. We just carry on, and this is the way it is, and there's nothing I can do about it. And those people in power who, they don't want to get rid of their thrones, their power. They want to keep competing and tariff each other, and and don't really want to work with each other, even though what are we all? When you strip away all these man-made concepts, all these falsehoods, what are we? We're all the same. We're all human beings. We're all on this place together. Take care. These are your best in peace.